Hello YouTube, thank you for joining my channel today. My name is James, and in today's video I'm going to be playing a couple of days in the game PC Building Simulator. So with that said, let's dive into the video. Good work! Here I am, I've got a couple of computers got delivered while I was gone, and some parts, probably all the water cooling stuff. Look at that, yep. So we're going to start with placing all of these machines on a bench because they're all going to get serviced. Let's do this. Oh, this one is pretty dusty. Strong diesel. I like to come back here when I can and check the email, because sometimes, like, this particular person not only wants the processor overclocked, but they want some new power cables, some new cabling, some braided orange. So a couple things we're going to do here. One is pull off the side panel, and we're going to disconnect every cable that we can find. We're going to grab our air can, plane the snot out of this thing. Alright. So for cabling, they wanted braided orange. With these sleeved braids. We'll just run the cabling. Alright, so we got the all of the cables put in. So we're gonna go back here and just can't fit this yet, so it already has one. I'm gonna go in here. So they want this overclocked to 3975, and we're already at 36. We'll go there and see what happens. Now for this overclocking job, I'm going to install a couple of things to this computer. So we're going to install system information. This will allow me to keep track of things like power draw and temperatures and that kind of stuff. We're going to install 3D Mark to make sure that the overclock is stable. And this is something that I like to do, even though it's not even though it's not requested by for this particular job, is a virus scanner. So I'll go ahead and reboot the machine. And first thing I'm going to do is run the virus scanner. So no complaints of viruses and nothing found. That is awesome. So then we're going to start system info and then 3D Mark. I can already see, and it is thermal throttling. So we'll cancel that, but it seemed to be stable. So we will go in here and restart the computer, go back into BIOS, and pull the voltage back. I'll go down to 1.4 volt, and we'll see if it's stable or not. Go back in here, system information, 3D Mark, and we'll run it, and it's not stable. So we need to give it a little more voltage. We're stable, and it's still thermal throttling. Which means I need to add some cooling to this case, which this game makes it kind of difficult to upgrade cooling because you cannot, but you have to use the customer's parts. You can't take the customer's parts out, but you can add additional parts. So like I wouldn't be able to pull out these front case fans and add a radiator or something like that. The game just doesn't allow you to do that. So we will throw the top panel back on, throw the side panel on. We've added a couple of extra fans. A lot of times that might be enough, but go ahead and see what's going on here. And that's just right below the thermal throttling limit. So this computer I think is going to be good. Let it go ahead and finish running. And while that's running, let's move on to the next computer. This one is... ah yes, this guy wants some RGB stuff. Easy. For starters, we'll go here with some case fans and just throw in some RGB junk. Well, not junk. Corsair fans. What's he got for RAM? He's got an 8 gig stick of RAM. Is the game gonna let me change this out and switch it for something else? Or is it going to force me to use that? Not gonna force me to use it. So what did I take out for as far as RAM goes? 2133. Oof. A little bit over. I think that's going to be alright. So let's throw this thing back together. Front panel back on here. Side panel back on here. And was there anything else that this particular person wanted? That dues guy. Just a very specific color scheme. And this computer is done. We'll go ahead and remove a couple of these programs. We'll go in here to lighting. And actually has quite a bit of stuff in here that's RGB. I mean, with the exception of these last things, the Black Widow Elite, the Nega Trinity, and the Rogue monitor, because that's my test bench here. Actually has quite a bit of RGB. Anyway, so we'll just select everything and we will set it for the yellow that he wanted. And just as a extra additional effect, we'll make it all breathe. So, alright, so this one is done. Can put it in the delivery area. Yep. And this guy wants a whole bunch of stuff. Alrighty, so he wants the custom water cooling loop and overclock the CPU to 4300 megahertz. Already running at 42, so it won't take much of a overclock to do this. I can already see a little bit dusty inside here. We'll go ahead and blow this dust out of here. I'll clean that up for them. And this person is friendship. So, alrighty. So all they want is a custom water cool loop with an alpha cool. And some overclock, like just a slight overclock. So we'll go ahead and yank out this cooler over here. Got the water block on there. And we'll go here to radiators. We'll scroll way down here towards the bottom. Looks like the back fan is going to have to come out. That should be okay. Like it says, install custom water cooling for CPU. And the only thing it's showing that it's a completed task. But I'm far from being completed. I only have the water block and the radiator. I still need a reservoir. And I need to run some piping here. You know, I'll just go with some clear Let's fight this RAM. Because he already has kind of a red theme going on in the computer. I'm filled with some red coolant. I mean, with the cabling and stuff, like there's already some red here. Water cooling has been installed. Back in here too, the BIOS. Up the multiplier once and see what happens. So I will need to, like I had to do before, install a couple of programs here. Needs more voltage. More power! CPU overclocking can be a funny thing. Intel's usually overclock a lot easier than AMD, seems to be my experience with this game. I really don't want to go too much higher than this. There was something that I saw. I'm actually stumped because I don't want to run the voltage up too much higher. Start at 1.6 volts. At some point, I'm going to blow the CPU up. I've actually done it in this game, quite boring. It was just the computer crashed. Holy cow, how much voltage can this CPU handle? Well, while that's going, let's check the emails here. Accept this one. This guy wants a new build. Accept. And they want $96.99. What I have done, and it's worked 100% flawlessly for every build that wants something like this, is I go here to part ranking. So, and they want $96.99 for the score. So the part ranking thing is listed by, it's broken down by graphic card and CPU. So I need to get the most powerful-ish that I can find. So we'll go to graphics cards and we'll get this Zotac 2080 Ti. Add that to the cart. The CPU, they wanted 9980. Add this one to the cart just for fun. Gotta think through each component decision. Can you build me a PC? And this one wants to play PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. Again, I come in here to will it run? And they want the minimum specs.
told you that the stuff was serious. Whole thing cool with external water system. If there were better choices, yo, I must have missed them. Fill the case up with LEDs. Something obnoxious, red, pink, or green.
And this one is done. So we'll start down here. What?
Each component decision.
Yep. Discard. What? Yes. Discard. What? Yes. Discard. I still don't have my 4 stars.